Is the newest model of the Simplicio 1929J on cocos wood, and this has a double back which makes it resonate fantastically. Here you can see this thing it has there to understand the thicknesses of the wood. This is a guitar with a big orma. Of course, this guitar here is a balanced guitar, which means that I can have it there and I don't need to be pushing with my right forearm or holding it with the left hand. So this is the dream of Paco as well, which in fact it was his idea, but he died before this project was completed. It took a lot of time because this is about the physical weight of the instrument. No guitar in the world has this feature, by the way, which means that if you try with any guitar to do that, to just place it with the cross leg and go on and do this, or with the banquito also, with the footstool, and you are free here. No more I can do exercise here. This is same there. So that is a great, ultra, super original feature. Plus this is a Simplicio guitar which has magnified the treble, as you can see here. Powerful treble side, but this is all compressed there in this small sound port lower, and this is the bass side. So although this is bigger, and we have here another lateral sound port, sound here is coming amazing. The one incredible other advantage it has, of course, the lightness on the left hand because of this 0 fret. You see the distance here, how much you have to press actually to get the note. This is just amazing, and it has a lot of range from the 6th to the H and from the 1st to the H. Also, it does have the Wittner pegs in the symmetric placement, which means that now I will post in the description a specific video to get in detail of that, but the thing is that the 6th string thicker and 3rd string thicker of the both bass and treble set have long distance, then 5th and 2nd and 4th and 1st being the thinner ones are also equal, so this is called symmetric. The question is not why this is so, but how come the other way was the standard way to go for. For example, just take this guitar for instance, last year, and here we have 6th string on the traditional place. So this is thicker string. It's the thickest of the bass set from 6th, 5th and 4th, and look how little distance it has. So why the thickest of the treble set has so much distance here? Also in traditional machine head, same thing will apply. This Manolo Parambus taught me this thing, and this is very interesting thing, because why this peg was used to strong the 6th string on the first plate, being the case that of the treble set, the thickest string has so much distance. Then thicker, more distance, thinner, more distance, thinnest, less distance. Why for the string so much if it is the thinnest? This is the question. Not why this is done the way it is. on this symmetric placement. And another thing that, well, for example, even in that time, and now you could see that these guitars resonate. If I play this note, still those ones ring there. This is like the ideas, you know, when someone resonates with you, it makes sense what they're saying. It's the same thing. This is string tuning the same frequency of the other guitars, it will make it go together, like, and that one, those ones sound. Why? Because you are tuned the same frequency. So you vibrate, in other words, you vibrate with the same arguments that you are tuned to. So if you are, again, if you are used to the traditional same of the same of the same of the same thing, which is actually classical, not even flamenco, because the fretboard is black, same like classic, the bridge is rosewood, same like classic. But you think it's flamenco because somebody said, but if you are too much used to that, then you will resonate with that idea, and this will seem very weird what I'm saying. Actually, only if you kind of open your mind and forget about what they all said and just analyze why in the world, out of these two sets of strings, bass set, treble set, the treble set has thicker string with more distance, and then this should also be thickest string with more distance. Same, symmetric, 6th and 3rd, 5th and 2nd, 4th and 1st. If you just think, it also, of course, objectively it makes sense and mathematically it's true, and it will create, it makes a big difference on the resonance. Of course it makes a big difference. Don't try to say, no, well, this is the same. No, it's not the same. If I tune this here, then here, it's not the same because the length of this, everything that happens after this, it matters, like in the arc and bow, bow and arrow. It matters where is the string, where is the arrow placed, everything, the direction of the wind, everything matters. It's not the same, just pull and stop, no wait. This has to be very specific. So this thing here is a great evolution of the modern flamenco guitar. This is considered avant-garde thing. Why? Because this is not the way that was wrong done before, actually. The question, as I said, is not why this exists, but why the other thing is there. And the answer is very difficult to answer. I challenge you to try to answer that. Why in other guitars, also ordinary guitars, from the time of Torres, I give you already the hint, it was decided that the 6th string will be here. Who decided it and why? So put it at the description, at the comment area. You put there what you can investigate about it, and we will discuss it. Then after, I will reveal it, because I know the answer. But people was very shocked. In the Royal Conservatory of Canada, I did this question to big professors. Why the 6th string is strong here? I said, how do you dare to say this is just the way it is? This is how it is not, this is just the way it is? No, why? And I'm asking you scientifically, why? You prove me that first. Why the 6th string has to be here? How, since when, and who decided, and why? And why nobody objected? Because it seems that we have 100 years or more strong in placing the 6th string wrong, and yes, this is the fact. So anyway, the thing is that with this guitar you can notice the big difference of this thing, which is just amazing. In fact, in regular machine heads I always use this 15 years ago. So, and also, well, Paco did say, yeah, this is true. He did not use that way also, only at home, but he tried, because he knew this is better. But he tried and he said, but I get confused with this after 50 years of tuning the other way. I don't know if I can, but he had a couple of guitars with that system also. So, meaning that even if we don't go for it, we should accept what is true, factually. And he was not much honest. So then therefore, because of course I told him this thing, and he said, wow, this is just, it's true. I never thought why the 6 had to be, because we take things for granted. This is why. The lesson of this thing is you have to question things and get deeper, right? So there is a reason why the 6th string was strong here, but now they have this model, with the pegs. And why with the pegs? Because before, originally, the flamenco guitar had the normal pegs, which are this. This is just an ebony peg, a peg with just one hole and then this thing. So these ones were stuck there inside just a hole of this pallet thing here. And then of course there was a nightmare because it will do slippery job, it will slip there or go like that, it goes out of tune very easily. It's very difficult to tune. To make it stay there, humidity, dryness will affect it. Sometimes they broke. People put chalk pieces. There were several remedies, like putting pieces of chalk here, like this. Crazy thing, man. From the the pool, playing pool with balls and pool, and this thing, the chalk that is used. Many. I tried them all because before Wittner came, fortunately enough, Wittner pegs designed the best peg ever made, which is this. It is mechanical inside. It does not affect weather, and it goes both ways, left or right. And in fact, this part will only move this peg, but inside it doesn't move the other thing. So it's an internal mechanism, inner mechanism that makes it you move here, but it's actually moving just the tip of the string and getting highest precision. I think around 16 turns for 1 of ratio. So this is more precise in tuning than the regular machine head. In fact, and it has the direct vibration. The advantage why these were loving things, even with all those disadvantages, and sometimes Paco used those because he had as his favorite guitars some of the very, very old Barberos original, and those were really his favorite guitars. That's another topic. I don't want to go more too deeper in this because we will go too long. But the thing is that on the Santos or Anderson, the original guitars of Barbero 48, the guitars that Paco had there, which he used for his albums, that were his important work, not the gigs, but the albums. And then those were mainly clavijas or peg, normal peg guitars. Why? Because, well, of course, he used it in the studio, in a controlled environment, and could manage. And if it goes wrong, then I wait a moment and repeat the take or anything. But why? Because the sound of the peg was always superior. Why it was superior? To the normal thing, to the machine head, classical setting. Because the other has to do to drill here, and that makes that you have this. There is a hole on this thing. It is not direct to the in direct contact with the wood, but in indirect contact with the wood through this system. And the pegs offer you direct vibration. Even if they were this, it offered you direct vibration of the head. But in this case, having, well, this guitar, it's a luxury thing because look, all what you have here is everything is different from any common guitar. First of all, it has a Simplicio 1998 system of this, which of course the waves of sound does not travel symmetrically, so this is the proper placement for this top. Such an enlarged top that allows you a great vibration range, either for notes or for playing tapado, percussive stuff. The fretboard is a double fretboard made of cocos wood and maple, ironbird's maple thing here in the external part. It has a double back. It's made of a beautiful set of cocos wood. Jamaican ebony is called. This is a very exotic wood, and yeah, well, the finish is amazing. This is a neck made in 2 parts. I don't know if you can appreciate this, but this is very subtle, but it has 2 parts in between of this Cremona, beautiful Cremona maple, aged maple on the neck, which is very light, and therefore it balances it all. Now also these pegs here in this way with direct connection and with this setting. Check the the normal sustain of this guitar. It lasts forever, this. Look. Again. No guitar will give this. It's not possible. And center sample is such an obsolete idea. In fact, this is the avant-garde thing. Of course, Simplicio was a genius. And around 1929, he made 9 of these and couldn't sell them. But now it's worth $1 million one. So this is considered the Stradivarius of the guitars. Francisco Simplicio, the genius creator of this. And this guitar here in AG, they are taking all the best of that without any of its disadvantages, and also adding all the other stuff which is related to the music we play, on which we need an horizontal alignment of the guitar, plus all what it has to be inside to be a great instrument with the harmonic bars, and 2 kinds of liberation of the top there. Then, of course, the 0 fret is such a thing because here we have now even sound. Before this came into flamenco, there was only a bone, the dull bone here, with bone here, as the only option for open strings. And now we have metal and carbon fiber all over from the open, so we can. The same bright sound I get with the cejilla, with the capo here, or alaide open, because of the 0 fret, and a playability of other universe, because this here, it makes you, this is same like other fret. So that is just wow. Then apart from this, of course, the stock is ultra amazing, and here we have some of the other details are, not to forget, the accuracy with which this bridge is made. This is a bridge of Cremona maple, which is a lighter material. You can see here it's also extra flat because the wings are different. This is shorter and thinner. This is larger and thicker. And why? Because this is bass side, this is treble side. It has to be different. So that's also different to any guitar out there, and therefore here I can hit just the bass of this specifically with the structure, with a bridge that is softer and extra flat and vibrates, makes it vibrate the top differently for all the strummings we do. So all of this matters, of course. This create. Believe me, in some years to come, probably will not be alive, or I don't know, but this will be the trend, really, when they find out why this was so ahead and so convenient for the modern flamenco guitar player. Because all the techniques and everything, this has to match with the kind of instrument you play. So the fact that this guitar has this system here, such a deep sound with a balance, you can play anything on it, and it's such an easy to play fretboard, a perfect fretboard. This fretboard is flawless with the proper division it has, and well, such a luxury guitar. This is the 1929, and thank you very much to AG and to the team and to CAT for letting me do this review, because it's an honor anytime, as I was appointed by Paco to do this thing, and I discover every time. They never cease to amaze me about the quality and about getting always something new which wasn't there. And in fact, the sound, how it bounces up from the top, with having this, you can see here this thickness and also thickness of the other wood covering. This gives a very powerful resonance, bouncing the sound. So it gets it's just a big thing there that is not there in other guitars. And it has a big top also. The shape of the top is very big. This is a 1929 of the big ornament, which gives you also more room to rest your hand here. So an excellent guitar. I really recommend. I changed it forever. I don't want to play more sample guitars. In fact, all our recordings, my new videos, moving to screen videos, everything have this, because this is the best sound you can ever get, naturally and otherwise. You put a microphone here, you can use three. This has a three-dimensional feature of the sound, from clear separation of trebles, bass, and the surrounding system bass. So, like in the luxury cinema you feel, this is just, it's a dream, this guitar. Fantastic instrument. This guitar here is the newest Simplicio 1929-2018 model, and it has the particularity that the symmetric way those Wittner pegs are placed, this is a great sound and a different thing from the other models of previous years which have the 6th string here. This one has the 6th string on the upper side. So I will post in the description of this video those videos in which I explain this in detail. And in fact, this guitar here was a combination of very nice button sides made of cactus wood with a Norway top, which gives it a whole deep sound. So this one here is also a concert guitar with a maple neck, and the pegs make it sound with direct contact to the wood, this vibration. And it has also, of course, a double fretboard and the 0 fret as well. So this guitar has everything. It's a very nice model. Just check this wood. It's a fantastic guitar.